And now, from your local election headquarters, the only locally produced political talk show discussing the issues that matter to you. This is Big Country Politics on KTAB.
Thanks for being here for this week's edition of Big Country Politics. I'm Travis Reese in for Victor Sotelo. Right now, let's get straight to our political headlines. First, we're talking security of our schools. In the debate about security at our schools, there are at least three options. Hire more armed security guards, allow the teachers to carry weapons, or make campuses completely gun-free. A Republican congresswoman from Missouri was a teacher before turning to politics. And as KTAB Washington Bureau correspondent Anna Warnicki explains, the representative has a plan.
We're all sitting ducks.
As a former public school teacher, Missouri Republican Congresswoman Vicki Hartzler says she knows how vulnerable students and teachers can be in public schools.
It could be up to a half an hour before a sheriff's deputy could arrive on the scene if something were to happen.
Hartzler says the best way to stop gun violence in schools is to add more guns on campus. She's reintroduced the Police Officers Protecting Children Act. It would allow off-duty or retired police officers to carry a firearm on campus.
But right now, federal law prohibits that due to the Gun-Free School Zones Act, which says you cannot carry a gun within 1,000 feet of the school.
Hartzler introduced the bill last year. The bill passed the House, but it never got a vote in the Senate. She says this year will be more difficult now that Democrats control the House.
Their focus seems to be on gun control and not more options to allow the schools to provide extra security.
Missouri Republican Congressman Jason Smith says he supports the bill because it leaves the decision up to the schools.
If they want to do that in West Plains, Missouri or Springfield, Missouri, they should have the right to do it. The federal government shouldn't stand in the way.
Hartzler says extra security wouldn't cost the schools any money because it would be solely volunteers. And she says the retired or off-duty officers would also have to complete the same gun training as active duty officers. In Washington, I'm Anna Warnicki.
And of course, we're going to follow that legislation as it works its way through Congress. All right, now to news in the Texas legislature in our Eye on Texas report. Teachers, students, and parents gathering at the state capitol in Austin this last week. They're calling for big changes in state funding for education. Here's KTAB Austin Bureau correspondent Wes Rappaport.
Merit pay is not a way. Merit pay is not a way.
Teachers put a punctuation mark on their demands this session.
Does anyone else out there feel undervalued? Yeah!
Teachers are feeling it, educators across school districts are feeling it, and kids are feeling it.
The Senate's plan to fix the education funding system in Texas spans 50 pages and emphasizes 4 key components.
If a child is not reading at grade level by the 3rd grade, they could have some real challenges. Most of them will have real challenges. So the bill in the Senate focuses on that, and also things like college readiness, military readiness, career readiness.
In addition to a $5,000 raise for teachers and librarians, which already passed the upper chamber, the plan would also create an educator effectiveness program to determine merit-based pay raises.
That's been a difficult issue in the past, but Dallas ISD has come up with a system that works. Longview ISD that I represent has a system that other districts are looking at, learning from.
Hopefully we can all get together and agree on a bill that will be helpful all the way around.
A plan in the House differs in that it increases teacher salary minimums and raise schedules. It would also increase funding per student, establish full-day pre-K, and dedicate money for students with dyslexia and other learning challenges. As for which ideas will satisfy teachers,
neither of those bills is adequate to ultimately meet the full needs of our schools.
And the plan for the Texas House of Reps would cost about $9 billion. All right, staying with the Texas legislature, they're also working on other issues such as what colleges and universities should do when sexual assaults are reported on campus. One proposal would require public and private universities to adopt clear reporting and responding protocols on sexual assault. Another would make schools add a disciplinary note on a student's transcript if they were suspended or expelled because of a sexual assault accusation. It would let other colleges know the student's record during a transfer process.
If a student wishes to be admitted to another institution, while the notation is on the transcript, then it's up to the receiving institution to discuss the issue with the student and determine if an admission is appropriate.
This is being considered by the Texas House of Reps Higher Education Committee. All right, and while we are still recovering from last Sunday's change to daylight saving time, Austin lawmakers are thinking of ways to make sure that 1 hour of sleep we lost is not lost. State lawmakers are debating whether to join Arizona and Hawaii in opt out of daylight saving time. A proposal in the Texas House would stop the practice of changing our clocks twice a year, which the bill's author says is now outdated.
We're balancing safety issues, recreational issues after people get off work, and energy issues. They're inconsequential these days.
And in case you're wondering, this same issue has come up more than a dozen times since the 1950s, and Texas remains on daylight saving time for about half the year. Now to news. In our local courts, a longtime Abilene attorney is sworn in as a judge at the Taylor County Courthouse. Attorney Ken Leggett is the new family court judge. He tells us this has been a long-time goal of his. Judge Leggett says he will mostly be hearing cases involving child support and child custody.
Well, it is a big responsibility, and important things are decided in that court, because when you get right down to the bottom line, there's nothing more important in our state than children.
Now, Judge Leggett will be hearing those cases in 9 different counties, including Taylor County. All right, still to come here on Big Country Politics, we're talking about some of the hot items happening in the political world. We're talking with Dr. Fabrizio from McMurray University. We're back in 2 minutes.